I've swapped the studio for a different type of studio today. I'm at Guvna B's studio here, and we're not going to create some music. Well, I'm not going to be creating any music because, believe me, nobody wants to hear that. But maybe later on we might hear a little something from Guvna B. But before that, let's talk about West Ham. We've just been talking in the studio there about West Ham being one of many clubs that could be going in for Luca Dean. It feels like West Ham now, they're a bit of a big player, Guvna B, when it comes to signings these days.
I'd like to think so. I mean, we've been in and around the top 4, top 5 for pretty much 2 years now, and we're moving in the right direction. The kind of players that we're being linked with, you know, the Jesse Linkards, the Luca Deans, the Jonathan Davids, they're the same players that the clubs above us are being linked with. So I think it's a good time to be a West Ham fan.
5th, 1 point off Arsenal, who are in 4th. Kind of flirting with those Champions League spots right there. What do West Ham need to do this transfer window, 26 days to go, to ensure that next year you're travelling Europe, fingers crossed, in Champions League and watching West Ham play?
Well, firstly, it's been good travelling Europe this year, Europa. But if we're going to win the Europa League and challenge for the top 4, I think we need a striker. That's no secret. But we also need to strengthen in the midfield and defensive areas as well. I think if you speak to most West Ham fans, Jesse Lingard is going to be the name on most of their lips. If it's not broke, don't fix it. He's been before. I think it was 9 goals in 16 games. We played with a fluidity that I'd love to see. And it doesn't make any sense. He's not playing at Manchester United. He's only got 6 months left on his contract. I'd love to see him come. But, you know, switching my attention to a striker, I've got a wish list. And
tell us, come on, we need to know.
All right, first up, Jonathan David is incredible, you know, for Lille. Every time I see him play, he's making intelligent runs, he's strong, he's powerful, he's pacey. It's probably wishful thinking, but I'd love to see him at West Ham. But the second name, and not many people are talking about this, but Anthony Martial, he's got a certain level of quality. David Moyes has worked with him before at Manchester United, and it could be a similar story to Jesse Lingard, you know, coming to West Ham to revitalise your career and get some great performances out of him. So I think he'd be great, but also a name flying about, and this isn't a striker, and he's not one for the stat merchants, but Adama Traore, Now, Mikel Antonio wasn't a striker, you know, he wasn't particularly one for the stat merchants, but look at what David Moyes has done with him. You can't not be inspired by his story. So if we couldn't get Martial or Jonathan David, I'd be interested in trying Adama Traore out.
You're setting the bar quite high, let's say, for West Ham.
We're 5th in the league, mate. We're challenging for the top 4. You have to.
What do West Ham then need to do? Because, as you said, Jesse Lingard, he was there towards the end of last season, hasn't chosen to come back just yet. Who knows what could happen? But what do West Ham need to do as a team to ensure that players want to come to East London, they want to be playing there? Does it have to be Champions League football?
I think it has to. I mean, you talk about someone that we've built our team around, Declan Rice. The reality is he's just turned 23. He's going to be playing Champions League football by the time he's 25. If we can have a good transfer market, then hopefully he'll be playing in Champions League football with West Ham. But, you know, in the position that we're in, to answer your question, I think we're just going to have to spend a bit more money because we just can't compete with the Cities, the Liverpools, the Chelseas, the Uniteds, the Arsenals when it comes to spending in a transfer market. And I think there's got to be a lot more investment, if I'm being honest. But I think David Moyes has done a fantastic job. Our starting 11, starting 13, 14 is great. So I think just carrying on the trajectory that we're on.
18 games to go for West Ham. Where should the fans' expectations be?
I think if we can sign 2 or 3 players this window, a striker, a midfielder, maybe you can give us Nathan Ake for West Ham. I think we can challenge for top 4 quite comfortably, if I'm being honest.
Right, well, you might be able to see over Guvna B's shoulder just there's some audio waves on the laptop. That's because we've got an exclusive cut for you coming later on. As I said, it's not me, Tom, guys in the studio. He's been laying down a verse all about who he wants to see at West Ham. So we'll come back a little bit later as we finish it off. Well, we've been talking all about the players Guvna B would like to see coming into West Ham. Let's talk about some of the players that maybe could be leaving, possibly, West Ham. Now, Guvna B's not too happy about the first one. We're going to start with Declan Rice. We all know the incredible stuff he did last year at the Euros. He's been a mainstay in West Ham's midfield, taking over that role as captain as well. But Guvna B, could we see him leaving?
You know, I'm not delusional. I know that if we don't match his ambition, then he's probably going to leave. But I would like to think that we can. He's transformed into the complete midfielder. He used to kind of sit back, protect the back four a lot, but now he's moving forward, he's providing assists, and if we can keep him, which I hope we can, it would be incredible. And not just him, but players like Jared Bowen, who have also become mainstays, you know, and hopefully he's in contention for an England call-up. But if we can hang on to those key players, I think the only way is up.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. You're not just talking about the transfers. Obviously, you are a rapper as well. I hinted before that you've been making some music. I've been desperately trying to get onto this track, but apparently there's no room for me on here. So let's have a play and we'll round up so far West Ham's season by Guvna B.
All right, I've been messing about. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Carl, I know you're a Man City fan, but it's not about you guys right now. So I don't want to hear about KDB. It's not that time. Best midfielder playing in the Prem, that's Declan Rice. Top captain, and we're massive. That's the word on the roads, but we need that strength in depth. Lingard got to come back home. Flying high in the table, Mark Noble putting in work. Cause we've been in Europe flexing. Guess what? I can't see Spurs. Antonio, real top striker, celebrations flowing. Europa League on the way, on fire like Bowen. Got the speed from Fredericks, Lanzini goes, majestic. Ben Johnson can't test him, Pablo might teach you a lesson. Yeah. Ben Rama, he's got the skills and the sauce, cuz. Beat City in a cup on pens, game was a corker. And they couldn't stop us, not even a real car walker.
Right, so I wasn't featured in the track with my verse, but I've got my name in there as well, the real one, of course, right there. Guys, I think that perfectly sums up West Ham's feelings. The fans are flying high, they're enjoying themselves. Can they make top four this season? I'm sure if they bring in a couple of players, they'll definitely be in contention. What did you make of that? Are you guys going to give us a verse for the song?
We're definitely not.
Kyle, how are you catching strays? How are you catching strays, man?
That's what happens every day.
Big thank you to Guvna B and Kyle. You know that to us you are the real Kyle Walker.